Hit the music.
Welcome to another episode, actually the 100th episode of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report on YouTube. And I have no other than my boy and the guy who I give credit, because this man, I can sit down with this man. We could talk wrestling all day, but we're not doing that all day. So my man, Jay Santy from Turnbuckle Tabloid. Thanks for showing up, buddy. What's going on? And you guys said best already there, so I already see.
Ready to go. I'm ripped and ready to go. It's gonna be a long night. I got wrestling to do. I got UFC on. I got bets. I mean, my bets.
UFC tonight.
Yeah. I have my bets going on. The parlay's already in. I'm trying to make some money tonight.
Oh, I hear you. Yo, who you got? You got Covington or the other guy?
Listen, I know Covington's gonna win. Really? But I couldn't bet Covington. There's no way I could fucking bet that right wing motherfucker. There's no way. I know.
The other one doesn't stay behind either. He's a right wing too. He's a Trump supporter.
Yeah, but you know what?
Whatever his name is.
Masvidal. Yeah, but you know what? You know, Covington. I see more. I see more Trump in his face than the lost Ipano. That's what.
For my Chokeslam Wrestling Report, how you call it, fans? I know we're talking about UFC, so I don't want you to get your fucking pennies in the wall. So, this is what we do. This is what Turnbuckle Tabloid and Chokeslam does. We just bullshit talk. We kick it. But, the minute this happened, when we were watching AEW this past Wednesday, and the minute the announcement was made that Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor, I said, I got to hit Jay. He's the perfect fucking guest for me from 100 episodes, and we could talk about that. And I wanted to really get into your brain. What was your first thought when you heard Tony Khan all hyped up like he was high on caffeine, saying that he just purchased Ring of Honor?
First of all, I want to congratulate you on 100 episodes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
People do not understand that shit is work. Like, people don't.
That's a lot of fucking work.
It is work, regardless of what people think. I was just recently on a podcast that doesn't deal with wrestling. It's another podcast. And we speak about how much time and effort we put into the shows. It sounds like two chamacos sitting there hablando de wrestling. That it sounds like we just we lost in the world, that guys are like, people don't understand because we have our cult feeling. But it's work. We do the research. We listen to the audio. We were on YouTube. We're reading articles, and everything with us is getting the product out. And 100 episodes it's a milestone. It's a great feat. And congratulations to you for that.
Thank you.
As per the Adderall cocaine ridden fucking Tony Khan, allegedly. No, I'm kidding. I don't know, but
he's hyper, bro. I've never seen that fucking man hyper like that, bro.
No, please. He's awkward like that. Like, he's just weird that way. I remember seeing him at Grand Slam, and he had this whole, like you said, caffeine ridden facial expressions, and it was just, he's just everywhere. I know, if he has ADHD, real power to him. That's just, it is what it is. But it's just another level, in my opinion.
Another level of passion.
You get the two different spectrums of what Vince does and how he comes off. And when he made the announcement, I know a lot of people are going to be shocked by this, because they know that I could be fucking very critical of the AEW and the people over there. But I was happy that somebody got it. Somebody did something with it. Somebody actually found value in it. It's good for wrestling. It's very good for wrestling. It's good for the brand. And it's good for the people out there to take in consideration that wrestling is going to be around. Wrestling will be here. It's going to be a lot of opportunities for other wrestlers, other guys to get work in, and it makes me feel as though that it's good. It's good for everyone. The fans especially.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I saw it as another avenue for all these guys who are still not signed out there. You got the Bray Wyatts, you got Now you got Cesaro out there. You got the Braun Strowmans, the EC3s. I mean, these are avenues that I feel that, that now Tony, you know how that me and you talked about how the damn roster for AEW is clogged. You can't put all these talents and within the 3-hour period that they have, now probably more, probably 5 hours during the week. You can't put all these guys in there. So now that they purchased Ring of Honor, I think they don't even have to do AEW Dark anymore. AEW, because now you can put these guys in Ring of Honor. Being that Ring of Honor, that's what they were doing, I say 2 years ago, because they were bringing in young talent. Right. And they were still working with the guys like Shane Taylor, the Jay Lethals, Jonathan Gresham, but you still have the young guys. This is what I think they should do. Now, with that being said, the biggest one is now and this is what I wanted to talk to you, because there was an article saying that the WWE has scrapped of getting Cody Rhodes. Now, with that being said, now the Cody Rhodes thing was what, 2 or 3 weeks ago? Did that shit happen? You can't tell me that Cody Rhodes did not know that Tony Khan was going to purchase Ring of Honor.
Oh, definitely. I knew that he had to know there was something circulating. Something was in the waters leading to that.
And the thing is, do you think that they swerved all of us believing we believing that, oh, he's gonna go to WWE, oh, it's all messed up because he did all this for AEW and he left because he wanted more money, and that Tony Khan didn't want to give him Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson money. Do you think you could see him running Ring of Honor? This is all fucking swerve.
No, and reason being because I really genuinely believe that he shot himself in the foot by booking himself the way he did and booked certain angles. He started off red hot. He started off, he basically was the linchpin that started tying everything together with connecting the audience with the brand. He kicked it off greatly with the Dustin Runnels match. That was a great match. The storyline leading up to the MJF stuff. It was a great beginning for him with the company. The problem after that became Cody wanted to be Cody and do other things. Cody wanted to feel as though that he could intermingle in other avenues of stardom. He wanted, he wants the Hollywood life as well. And I really, regardless of what people say, and it's probably really a bad precedence to make a mention of this, but I really believe that his marriage really was a big hiccup with the business aspect of it. It's not easy to want to involve your wife in your practices, and everybody wants to draw the comparisons to Stephanie and Triple H, but they were both in the business anyway. They were in it already, and Stephanie had already a long-standing career in business with the company, and Hunter already had a long-standing. It wasn't as though that they came in as a startup. They were already in the company, and they already had the faith and the backings of the man himself. And this, you coming in the company, you're almost sitting there and you're sitting there saying, okay, Matt and Nick, you guys, we're in, right? Yeah. Kenny, you're in. Yeah. Tony, we're good. Yeah. I'm in too. And Brandy. And the guy said, whoa, wait a minute. What the fuck? How does this happen? And I think that tainted a lot of people in their relationship with him.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I never saw Brandy being part of negotiations when I remember when Marty Scurll and the whole elite group. I never saw her in there. I saw the damn dog. That's about it.
Right.
But I didn't see her in there as part of being part of the promotion. She came in later on once they started talking about they were going to bring in all these female wrestlers, Britt Baker being the first one. And I think she thought that because she's dealing with the female wrestlers that she wanted to be a female wrestler. you know, she's horrible. You know that. You could agree with me on that.
Right? Yeah, definitely.
So, so you're making a lot of sense. I think she probably has a lot to do with, I think, Cody's choices, but at the same time, I think Cody wanted to be like his father. Like, you know how his father back in the days, he used to book himself in this like either main event or semi-main event, you know? And I think Cody was trying to do that also, but the fans weren't buying it. I think before the pandemic, because I think after when the pandemic started, I think that's when you started seeing that Cody was trying to book himself over everybody.
Yeah, but you didn't also see Dusty in Rocky movies. You didn't see him.
That's true. Yeah.
In an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Dusty was connected to wrestling. Mm-hmm. Now, you know, we got Cody. He's doing the you know, the whole big show. He's doing Roads to the Top and all this shit. And we still are being force fed this marriage, this relationship and all this, and it's all tied into the whole AEW thing. Out of all people, who the hell got an action figure first? It wasn't Britt Baker. It was Brandy.
Yeah.
Who was the initial run out there when they were doing the heel faction? Who was the initial one?
It was her, the Nightmare Collective, some
collective,
like
yeah. You know, she wanted to do the heels thing, and it's almost as though that he had to be sure that she's part of it. And look, granted, look, whatever whatever love binds them together, that's great. But you also got to take a back seat because it's a fresh company. This is fresh eyes that's going to be on this brand. And if, you know, as much as we sit there that the fans are pendejos, that they're stupid, they don't know much, or, you know, they over there, yeah. But they're aware. They see it. It's transparent. They see that, you know, Cody, you know, are you pussy whip? Like, what's going on with you?
I mean, it to me, once he started that Road to the Top, whatever the hell that program, I looked at him like the next Miz. Like, you got that idea because, you know, Miz has that, Maurice has that show for God knows how many seasons already.
And it's popular. People like it.
Yeah. So,
and you know what it is with that too? Is that they're likable. Regardless of what you could say about Miz is a heel, Miz is a worker, whatever the case may be. And I'm a fan of Miz. I've always liked him and such. But on that show, he's likable. The couple is likable. They love the interaction. Cody has left such a bad taste with everybody's mouth that not even Omega and the Young Bucks could save that shit. They didn't even want to be on that fucking show. You didn't even see him walk in the background. Like, they didn't want. They stayed away from that shit like a hooker trying to stay away from AIDS. Like, it was not happening.
Yo, the crazy part is that it's like I felt like he was they were trying to. I think they were trying to be the next John Cena. You know, I think instead of the way I looked at it, I said, okay, you're doing all this stuff, Hollywood, you know, the fucking Go Big Show, you know, you're doing all this Road to the Top, but you was doing it for you. You wasn't doing it for AEW. You know what I'm saying? Yes, AEW was, you know, in the channel, and then right after AEW, a show goes on, but the way I'm looking at it is like he didn't give a rat's ass about the company. I mean, and then the reports were talking about that he wanted Adam Cole money, Bryan Danielson money, and supposedly Tony Khan didn't see him in that level. I mean, you agree with it, or I mean, because I don't see him in that level of nowhere near Bryan Danielson or Adam Cole or CM Punk.
Now, here's the thing that I was conflicted with, because I would have thought genuinely in a smart move would if since he was a student of WWE, was that and a lot of those guys too, they should have came in under two separate contracts. I'm coming in as an executive and I'm coming in as talent.
Yeah.
What happened was he came in and the rest of the guys came in all lumped in one. That's not a smart move. It's not a smart move. When you look at the specs, Triple H and Stephanie, they each, even Shane, each come in with 2 separate contracts. One came in as an executive, and the other ones are coming in with their guarantee money as talent. Their talent money is less than executive money, but that's in the bag. That's secured for them. They know it's there. Looks as though that didn't occur with Cody and the rest of the guys. Does he deserve Punk and Danielson money? Maybe. I mean, let's just be honest. Regardless of what you say, the guy's a heat seeker and draws attention to the product. I don't like his handling of talking to the crowd and speaking to them like if they're his equal. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of him booking himself the way that he did. Like you said, he had the old Dusty model of I'm not the main event guy, but I'm the main event guy, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And he did put focus on that in certain matches. Now you're not gonna sit there and shoot to the moon to get Punk or Danielson money, because that's not what you're supposed to aim at, because one hadn't wrestled in 7 years. The other one is just coming off one of the hottest fucking angles in his career, besides the Yes Movement. Outside of that, he just came back from retirement and he looked fantastic. So we already knew that the fan base was going to draw to that, and they're going to draw money from it. But is he up there in that? I would have put him in the top 5 with Omega and the Bucks. I think he had proven himself to draw something when he's there, when he's doing something, and he's doing stuff that a lot of the other guys aren't doing. He's actually in matches trying to help the
younger talent.
The up and coming guys.
Yeah.
While the Bucks are just stroking their own fucking hair and their balls, doing these fucking tag matches just to put themselves over.
Yeah.
And Kenny is doing the heavy lifting with the main event angles. Cody was actually in the mix. He was out there doing it with these guys, these younger guys. So I can't fault him for that.
I mean, I saw him helping the younger guys, especially the Nightmare Factory guys, the Lee Johnsons, Camarado, all this.
And mind you, and Bryan Danielson is doing the same shit now.
Yeah,
he's no different.
He's helping different. Right now.
And he's getting top tier money.
He's helping right now. Jay Cargill get better. So he's supposed to be training her and showing her the ropes and all that. But,
listen, you could put as much shine on shit. It's still not gonna make it a diamond.
Oh, you think she's not gonna get better?
I
think
there's certain things she has to learn. She has to learn how to sell.
She doesn't sell.
She has to learn how to do facials. And not the porn way. And she also has to learn to pace herself. And I love, and this is why I was trying to get a certain wrestler on the show recently, because he made a statement about, I love how you guys talk about wrestling, but you guys have never taken a bump before. You guys never stepped in the ring before. And I would just want to tell him, okay, but you always like to, you guys the same way. You guys criticize fucking movies, but I've never seen you guys in the fucking MCU universe. I've never seen you in The Walking Dead. I've never seen you in a, so how can you criticize? You're the same way. None of you guys, we critique, especially those who know what they've been watching for 25, 30, 35. Jesus, I'm fucking old. All these years.
I'm older than you, so
I know.
I'm watching this shit for 46 already.
Right. So it's like, it's not as though that we're not watching something that's new to us. We know and understand. Will we ever want to do it and go ahead? Fuck no, not me. I'm not going to do it.
I would love to take a fucking bump. Just like
listen, I took a bump or two in makeshift rings. I took a bump or two and official rings. And I told myself I did the right thing for not doing this shit. I played semi-pro ball. I played athletics all year. And when I was growing up, I did everything, everything any kid or any guy who was into sports did. But as for wrestling, I was like, I would have preferred to wear the black and white shirt or fucking be a manager. I was not taking those fucking bumps every night. But with that being said, you still have to give credit where credit is due and what Cody's done. Now, as for the stuff with WWE, I want your thoughts about it. Is do you think this is it's a ruse to get us to believe that this didn't occur, or do you believe that maybe there might be something potentially coming down on either side of that? He might pop up in AEW again or pop up in WWE.
That's the thing. Like I feel the way I'm thinking about it is, okay, they could have done it in the Elimination Chamber. I thought there was somebody took a picture, somebody read it, saw a picture of him in Poland. Everybody was like, "Oh, he's going to Saudi Arabia. He's going to show up at the Elimination Chamber."
Motherfucker was in Detroit. It was no damn.
Yeah. But the way I look at it, if he does pop out of WWE, he's going to pop out after WrestleMania. I don't see him coming in the middle of WrestleMania season. Who is he going to, who's going to get into a storyline right now? I think everybody pretty much in the roster right now is, as horrible as that fucking WrestleMania card looks, but everybody is like tied down with somebody, right? So with that being said, him showing up at AEW again, I don't see him probably coming back to AEW. I could see him showing up as an executive or freaking commissioner or whatever for Ring of Honor. That's the way I see it. So because there's no way in the world. That's why I asked you. He had to know that Tony Khan was going to get Ring of Honor, and since he wants to be the booker, he wants to be the guy to book himself, whatever. That'd be a perfect spot for him to be. He wants to be a booker like his father was. He'll book matches and whatever. And if he wants to be that main guy in there, he could do it until he feels that he could put some younger talent in there. That's the way I'm looking at it. But
if you've already had a relationship with him and you're already feeling as though that, I don't like the way that you're working. Your creativity here. I'm not a fan of it. Mm-hmm. You've booked yourself in a corner. You've booked other people around you in a corner so much that some guys don't even want to work with you anymore, because you get that sense that with the Bucks and Omega that they, like I said, they made it seem like he had COVID-23. Like they didn't want to get nowhere near that motherfucker.
Probably he was in the back.
Why would you give him that gig? Like there's other opportunities for other places that and other people that you could put there. If you've already squared yourself to say that this isn't working for here, it's also a downgrade for him. It's different with Triple H. When Triple H said he'll do NXT, it's because he was welcoming to that. It was him proving himself that when the time comes, which by the way, I'll touch on quickly about the Vince McMahon interview with McAfee. Yeah. It was his way of proving himself that, if something goes down, that he can take that helm if he needed to.
Well, how about if maybe he does a Triple H move, right? But he also wrestles on occasion, because Cody's what, close to 40, 38, 39. Let's say if he does go to WWE, what the hell is he going to do there? Because he's, even if he becomes the world champion, right? Let's say not the universal champion.
I don't even think that's his aspirations there.
So what's his aspiration? Is he just doing it because he wants to stick it to Tony Khan? What are you going to get there? That's career suicide. You're not going to get booked. The most, if they give you the Intercontinental belt, you're still a Mick Carter. So basically, you left WWE in 2015, 16, whatever it was. You was a Mick Carter then. Now you come back, and now you're in the Mick Carter again. So how this doesn't make sense.
Okay, so here's a perception that a lot of people don't get. Being a great wrestler, being a great person who makes a career for themselves, who is a fixture or a focal point in wrestling, doesn't mean titles.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean putting the gold on. Doesn't mean that. Mm-hmm. We've known many people in a career who we've believed that should have had exceptional careers being a world champ, and they didn't. But what got them over was their persona, their gimmick, and their connection with the fan base, be it heel or face. Cody could come in with one thing and one thing only that a lot of people would already have staying power with, and that's stories. especially coming off of AEW.
Yeah.
Easily he could come in if Hunter's healthy. That's or right off the rip. That's one. You've done trash, talk shit. You broke a throne, did the sledgehammer shit, all that. That's an instant story. Hell, you can even bring in your wife for that little story. Whatever. That's one. Instantly, you could, if you want, you can have a run with Roman. That could be a quick run there. Hell, you still have some unresolved issues with AJ. That's another run there. Everything doesn't really have to be about the title. No, if you're a mid-card, you could come in just as a story guy. You could come in as a guy who could come and elevate talent. Hell, hey, Austin Theory, listen, kid, I've been here before. You don't want to go through what I've done. You could either A, make him a protege, or B, you can go against him. There's a lot of things. I swear I should be writing for WWE. Anyways,
yeah, I mean, it's not, it's funny. You saying all that, and that all sounds good, but WWE is not going to go that route. But that, I understand what you're saying. But now,
here's the other thing though. Before we continue, if you listen to the McAfee Vince conversation, which by the way, if you haven't, it's a great listen, because as much shit as we give Vince for what the fuck he does with his choices and creative, he's right about a lot of shit, and the right thing, which will be the example of Cody, which is, I don't make wrestlers, I make superstars. Cody's a superstar. Yeah. Cody wants to be on TV. Cody wants to be a Hollywood fixture. WWE made him to be that. At the end of the day, you're going to take 10, 15 years of bumps and do everything. AEW has a roster. WWE has a roster. How many guys in that roster are going to be able to exist afterwards? What are you going to be? You're going to be doing fucking signings at the main event? Or you're going to be the guy who is working Hollywood, doing stunt work, training, opening your own school? Who are you going to be? And with Vince's mentality, that's what was his thought. And it proved it with Cody making that jump, because he said, I could go back to WWE because I know that I'm going to have to pay my dues when I go back in. But I also know that I'm already aware of how that inner workings work.
Yeah.
And I'm aware of, I can make the money here. And if I wanted to, put money to the side and say, hey, maybe I want to start my own shit, he can do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's EC3 and Braun Strowman are doing the CYN promotion.
Oh, that's going to be so interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm so mad because I had Killer Cross in my hands.
Yo, talking about that.
Figuratively, not literally, because that has just been weird.
Yeah,
but I forgot to even bring that up. I forgot to even talk about it.
Yo, it's funny because I know Killer Cross was supposed to be at that bar this weekend, right? I know.
By the way,
and Mike put a picture up, and I was like, shit.
By the way, one of the, if I have to, and I have to say,
you went?
I was there. I was there.
Shit, bro, you should have called me, bro. I forgot.
Yo, let me tell you, honestly, you got to go to Outlaw Show. The Outlaw Shows are fucking great. I sit there. You drink, and you're gonna have a good time. They've sold me. They fucking sold me greatly. They got me. Yeah. Shout out to Bull James and those guys over there. Yeah. And I say this wholeheartedly, and I say this and not being that because of the venue of where we were at that night. Besides the wrestlers that I know personally, as in, outside of life and outside in life personally, professionally, Killer Cross was probably one of the best individuals in wrestling that I've ever come across as a personable person, because he was so open. And like I said, I didn't pitch him for the show, because I was like, I know he probably gets it all the time, and I was like, you know what? I'm not even here for that. That's not what we're doing. But the stuff that he told us, in which we won't disclose because it's off the record, it's something but the stuff that he told us, it would be like mind blowing for everybody else, because it's so not what you would think it is. And he was so cool. I mean, literally, before we knew it, the main event was done at about 10:30.
Yeah.
We were still at the bar talking to him until about 1:20 in the morning. Wow. Yeah, he was so fucking cool, man. Like I said, one of the best guys I've ever met in wrestling. I shout out to him, man.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so real quick, this Ring of Honor thing, if they bring in William Regal, do you see them bringing William Regal or Samoa Joe running that? I mean, I'd rather have William Regal because William Regal's knowledge of professional wrestling, what he did in NXT, will be so good for Ring of Honor.
They would be stupid if they didn't do that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said it makes more sense that if he did it and Joe did it than Cody. They would be stupid if they pass up on that deal.
And that's the thing that got me. Like, I'm like, I in reality, I didn't want Cody to leave because he was part of the AEW joint, whatever. I mean, and I'm telling you, I mean, I went to Grand Slam also. I think the people turned on Cody when Malachi Black first showed up at AEW.
Oh,
for some uncertain reason, whatever. I remember that night when he showed up, and you had everybody on Twitter like, "Oh, if Cody beats Malachi, we're gonna, fuck him, fuck AEW." They were going crazy, and I'm like, "What?" But then Malachi ended up beating him. But when I went to see him, I think it was the second time they wrestled in Grand Slam, right? That was the second time, and I heard the boos. I'm like, "What the fuck is going?" Like, I was confused, bro. And I don't know. To me, it's like for him to come back, I don't see it. I really don't see him coming back.
I know everybody's they want to have this feeling of this feeling as though that Cody has his father's genius. And mind you, like I said, Cody, I mean, and Dusty had his fucking hiccups too. We like I said, we've watched wrestling for years, so we've seen this fucking
the Dusty. Remember, everybody knows the what it's called now, the Dusty finish. A lot of
the Dusty finish. The fucking
a lot of the young wrestling fans don't know about that.
The trailer part, the trailer truck matches and shit like that.
Oh shit, yeah. Oh, the attacks outside and get your hand slammed with a car door.
He's got a bicycle. There's so many hiccups that came with his greatness.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that he had earned that right as of yet to be able to call that shot. It's just that he wrote it with the name. And you could see because even Dustin didn't fucking, and he was one that was closely tied to Dusty more than anything.
Yeah.
So you didn't see him, try to be, guys that rode the wagon. He's like, hey man, I'll just help the guys in the back. I'll nurture them to what they got to do, blah, 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 whatever. You don't see him on any stories of him booking or anything else creatively getting involved. I think right now, smartly, we already saw and heard the stories with Joe, that Joe was already at NXT helping out there.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Regal. I'm not sure. I know that he was more of a fixture as a face guy in the company for NXT. I know that he was more of a mentor to a lot of guys.
To a lot of the guys in the back.
Yeah, I don't know if it was more creatively that he was involved then, because I know there was the like Sean Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? I know he was fucking Tensai before.
Road Dogg?
No, Road Dogg was there, but the other one that was Tensai.
You're talking about I know you're talking about. Yeah,
Albert.
Prince Albert,
yeah, his gimmick shit. They were more in the back creatively, but still to have a guy like Regal in that presence in that place, it makes a lot of sense. And the best part about AEW is that once again they're so transparent that these are motherfuckers that will actually send out rumors just to confirm it's true. So yeah, he looks for the clickbait, fucking Tony Khan.
Yeah. But real quick, now that I have you here, before I let you go, now we were in House of Glory, I think last month, right? The oh my God, who's Smiley? You was going off in the back, flipping out after the end of the match, and you was like, "Oh, he's going to AEW." What was that all about?
No, I didn't even say he's going to AEW. I said he should be in AEW.
Yeah. But what was your beef though? Because you didn't look happy with the way the shit ended.
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on with him in general. We had I remember watching this kid when he was like Arrow Star, some shit. I forgot the fucking name he was.
Yeah.
Before he became Smiley. And I always said that the kid is talented.
Yes, he is.
I always knew that there was something with him. And there's even been times where I see that, he's put on a little weight, that's, the daddy weight. He's a father now.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. He got the daddy weight, but the fucker still moves as though like he was the fucking 35
the fucking moves he make in the ring is just like he does shit from a cruiserweight. And I'm like, a fucking guy that heavy could do all those moves.
Right. And I look and I see that there's a lot of other guys that's out there. And I don't know whether it's ass kissing, hard sells, who's pitching, who's whatever the case may be. But a kid like him, and this is a guy that I said, and I've got into it for the longest time where I said, who the fuck is missing this gimmick? Who's missing the boat on this?
Yeah.
Fits perfectly with like a Dark Order kind of thing. Fits perfectly with like a Death Triangle. Fits perfectly with a House of Black. I mean, there's so much that can work with him. And on that night, I keep seeing him in the same vein and same booking. And I go, why are we wasting him like this? This is they had him as their champion at one time, and it was, it was a fan favorite thing when we, the crowd loved it, except for Oski. Oski was a fucking hater. He didn't like it for a long time until he finally broke. We broke him.
Okay.
But on this night, it bothered me, and it's been bothering me for some time, especially with the promotion, which I was there since day one. That sometimes I feel as though that I don't know, like there's a fear of letting certain people go, or there's a fear of, I don't know if it's the wrestler. I don't know if the wrestler doesn't feel like they're ready, or they're not getting the call or whatever. And I've had a lot of those guys come through the studio, aka my dining room. I've had them come here and talk about, oh, if you like me so much and you say that I should be on the card, then let them know. Yeah. And then what?
Yeah, I mean, you can let them know, but if they're not doing it, that's
then what? Yeah,
you're going to do as much as you can, So, I mean,
that's why I was sitting there, really chanting for him, because there's so many other guys that I'm seeing get these fucking dark matches, and literally the AEW dark matches, and these evolution matches, and I go, why not him? What's happening? What are we doing here? I'm hoping that the angle that they did, where he was stretchered out, is his goodbye. That he's not coming back, and he's actually going to get that call. Yeah. Which would piss me off, because I've been trying to get the fucker for the longest on the show, and the fucking has been ducking me because his supposedly his gimmick doesn't talk. But I gotta get the bitch soon.
Anyway, I'm gonna let you go because I know you got your own stuff to do and whatnot. Again, bro, listen, you don't know how much I appreciate you, bro. I think you was one of the first podcasters that had me on the show. And I remember you called me up and said, yo, I want you to do a show to talk about Ring of Honor. And here we are, freaking 100 episodes later, and we're talking about Ring of Honor again. But yo, I appreciate you, bro. I love you like you're my brother, bro. And just let everybody know where they can find you and whatnot. Everything. Just advertise everything you got, bro.
No, you know what? Thanks again for having me on. Like I said, 100 episodes is not easy for a lot of people, man, especially in this game.
Yep.
The wrestling podcast game. I've been telling motherfuckers for the longest. I said, I'm going to go down wholeheartedly as the most underrated wrestling podcast in the business. And I'm okay with that. I'm good with that. You know, I might get a little bitter right now, but you know,
but we're in the business. Remember, we're in the business where
everybody thinks they could do. Everybody thinks,
everybody thinks they fucking they're the fucking masters of professional wrestling, and
Let me tell you, and I mentioned it, and I mentioned it on my episode this week. One of the biggest compliments that I get doing this is when a person who's been on the show or a person who's listened to the show would come to me and they'll say, your podcast was the easiest one to do because I felt as though I was talking to a locker room mate or one of my homeboys or family, because it wasn't as though I was talking to a mark chasing down answers or a person who was not in the know of not only us as wrestlers, but personally. And when I hear the listeners say, yo, it was 50 minutes, it was 60 minutes, and it felt as though that was like 10 because it was so smooth how that conversation went. That's the biggest compliment, and that's the biggest thing that I get from when I do the podcast. And I'm hoping that you get that as well. And with your next 100 that's coming up, that you are able to get the same embrace from everybody and you get in contact with in this wrestling world, because it's not easy, man.
No,
to sit there and fight for interviews and motherfuckers telling you, I charge 25. I tell you, well,
yeah, no, I don't deal with wrestlers that they're gonna charge, because I make them know, like, look, I'm not a big name podcast. I'm not making thousands of dollars. If you want to come to my show, I'll come. That's why I deal with mostly indie wrestlers, because these are guys that they want to get the name known out there. You know what I'm saying? So,
but it's like I said, it's tough. It's a tough genre in podcasting to do, because like I said, everybody and their mother is doing it. But for you to continue and pushing through, and you've done everything to do it, where you're on fucking on
I'm every fucking
YouTube,
audio.
you're on fucking, now you're on TikTok, you're on
it's not
you're,
easy,
you're all over the place doing it, and shout out to you for doing that.
And you know what? And this is, I love chatting with you, because it's like we're from like this almost the same background, and we're we on the same genre. We started about the same time watching wrestling, so it makes it easier. I don't have to be, like you say, be professional. You know what I'm saying? So I could just fucking say whatever the fuck I want.
and it's funny because like I know I'm talking shit, but I've been drinking anyway. No, it's funny because I run into these wrestlers and I get the information, and I go to book, and then I go to a next event and they're there, and they'll go, why haven't you called me yet? And I go, yo, what's crazy? It's my fault, because not only do I have a real fucking life out of here, but it's also guys like you, guys like M2 Inc. that comes on the show, guys like Hank and all that. I get the guys who come in, and especially my boy JV Lewis from St. Louis. I usually have better conversations with you guys because it's more of a connecting of the wrestling community. It's not somebody who's been in the ring, somebody who's bumping around, who is on the road. We have that conversation as though like we're the fans who are into it. So I think I've drawn myself a little bit more to that.
Yeah,
but it's also where in hindsight, the wrestling podcasting world is so fucking toxic.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Toxic. But you know what? For us to still stay in the game, and for you especially, to keep grinding, keep doing what you do. I always tell you, man, when it stops being fun, that's when you don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. All right, promote your stuff, bro. Let everybody know where they can find you.
It's your boy Jay Santy, as always. The King of Talk Style, the Cheap Thrill, and as my boy Josie Boy would say back in the days for his show, I'm your girl's favorite wrestling podcaster. And make sure you check us out on all the social media outlets. Check us out on our like and group page on Facebook. Fucking Facebook banned me for a fucking a month. I don't even know why.
Really? I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's all right. I'm finding other outlets. But make sure you check us out on Instagram at Turnbuckle Tab, as well as on Twitter at Turnbuckle Tab, and check out YouTube and TikTok at Turnbuckle Tabloid. All podcasting outlets we're available. It's everywhere. We're everywhere. You're never there. That's what we always tell people. And as always, shout out to the family at RageWorks.net.
Man. Shout out to the RageWorks family. Yes.
And good luck to you, man. We have our own anniversary coming up too, man.
Yeah, let me know. I'm down to come.
As a matter of fact, man, I would love to. You know what? I'll book it around it as well, because since we do 2 episodes a week, we'll book around it as well. 5-year anniversaries for Turnbuckle Tabloid, man.
Ooh, 5 years.
5 years. How long you been doing it?
I'm gonna be May 31st. I make 3 years. I've been doing the podcast.
5 years, man. I started off with a sports podcast that had wrestling in it, and then just took wrestling on its own. And it's gonna be 5 years coming up. 3rd week of March, we'll be celebrating that. The 5 year.
Okay. So let me know, bro. Just let me know if you need a recording or whatever. I'm down.
Yeah, and like I said, congratulations to you as well,
man. Sir. Thank you. That is it for me today, guys. Again, I want to thank my boy Jay Santy. I always fuck up his shit.
It happens.
I'm tired. I
don't even want to use the red anymore because people are gonna think I'm fucking Russian and invading the Ukraine.
So check out Turnbuckle Tabloid and all his podcast platform, especially on RageWorks. So again, thank you for everybody for the 100th episode, which has not been easy. It's been hell. But again, I want to thank my boy Jay because he's been there in my corner and supporting. So until then, guys, we'll talk later. I'll see you soon.